3 times here at the Proving Ground. They won one of them against GG How, but against Partan and Sangao, they kind of lost it in a quite dominant fashion. So Arcred themselves are going to have to show us some significantly better signs, but very quick up here from the T's towards long, and PrimeTap spamming a couple of bullets through the smoke with the dual Berettas as he's starting to get swarmed upon on A. Tucked himself here behind the boxes, but nothing to be found with the dualies. Red Zed elevating himself up. Made life challenging. Kakanito gets a freebie there onto DSSJ, who just overlooks the library angle. Well, Kakanito does have the awareness that he could be getting flanked upon. All going to be about timing. Just gave it the one look, though. And the remaining BC game players all advancing from middle. Still a chance here as Andu finds Raijin. Pushing in alone though, Andu does go down. Simple still yet to strike. And it looks like he might just be going for a save. Bullet's not connected. And BC Game are going to lose the pistol as Arcred take things with just a basic fast hit up middle. And then a wrap around long. Obviously not too bad to buy. 3 MP9s. Couple of 5.7s as well. A solid amount of utility considering the investment. Know how important the utility is on Inferno. I see a couple of teams on sort of the T side, they lose the pistol and then just get out a ton of Galils. And then they've got like no util. And you're sort of thinking to yourself, winning a round of Inferno with no util is probably the one map where you really don't want to see it. And then somehow they still win it. But here, no casualties found on either side. Util has been traded out. I love the play from Arcred. Silent here through long. Kakanito's going to jiggle and get a lot more than he bargained for, but somehow, unscathed, able to back away into the bomb site. But his teammates fallen. Raijin gets a double. He's been a really positive mark on Arcred in this series so far. Even though we did see Arcred lose map number 1, Raijin still had some very big rounds. Here, doing the same thing. Nice couple of kills onto the entry towards A. Excited to see what he can do a little bit more into this series. But second round force not going to work out. Next is Simple and Andu all going to be able to save these weapons into the next. And Simple actually on this Mac 10 now can drop over the 5.7 to PrimeTaps or Kakanito. Simple can maybe look to farm some cash with this MP9 if possible. Maybe bring out an AWP. A kill or two of the Mac 10 would be great. Lots of util being used up towards being out. Andu is taking a ton of it, but still alive and kicking towards Harful. Keeping the T's at bay for now. We know how lethal this 5.7 can be in closer range, but does some decent damage, but no kill able to be converted from him as Arcred just look to go for just a basic hit into B now. Have been halted though. Next to finding that kill. Rotation is still not coming through from Bc.Games. They are just still waiting to see if Nixa can do enough, and Nixa can. 3 kills on the B defense. It's still not over though. Arcred panicking what site to rotate into as they do make their way back up towards A. It is the unmanned site. Bc.Games have fully rotated towards B. Going towards Moto is going to make things very tough for Bc.Games. They're just going to have to wait. Likely just have to wait this smoke out. Maybe this is just where the CTs might even concede this one, but you can see how quick they're taking this. They do want to properly give this one a good go. A lot of it obviously relies on Simple. He can get the trade and not instantly being taken down by GS-3. Mac 10 creeps ever closer, but the AK First round, we can really get some glimpses at what this CT side is going to look like for BC Game. Simple under pressure finds the first. It is a double lap setup. No kill found by PrimeTimes. What a kill from Simple. Quick onto DSSJ, who's posted, waiting for the fallback from any of the apartments players, but nothing to be found. Simple doubles up. Even on 7 HP, still has the impact. Kakanito's just going to jiggle, get him flashed in now, does get caught slightly himself. We'll just back away into the bomb site. And so Arcred have full control of CT, but the question is just what can you do with this? You have 34 seconds on the clock. Have to make your move somewhere, and Arcred are going to be heading back towards A. With PrimeTimes going down, we've got a low HP Simple in pit, but he still finds the impact. Red Z falls. It's a tight angle, and still Simple comes out on top. 13 seconds remaining. Simple is going to need help from Kakanito eventually. Surely, maybe not, though. Simple, not a lot of utility on Arcred. It might have to be something fast. I think it's either got to be something fast or very slow. But they can just look to burn the CTs. Utility slightly before lining up for an execute themselves, but Raijin's taking the space towards B. Through all of these smokes, he has managed to get top banana control without any resistance. Raijin's got a lot of weight on his shoulders just to make enough contact. He does have a smoke and 2 flashes. I'm curious if he's going to be a fake or if he is just going to rotate back. And seemingly is heading his way back down banana and probably joining his team up here in A. We've got single smoke and 3 flashbangs. Have to be used to perfection. His aggression starts, the Molotov is dropped, PrimeTimes again, he's going down for nothing. Simple will take down the SSJ as he tries to rotate in and help his teammate and will be able to finally get Jekka. Simple again with the ore. Simple to still find a couple of kills through that smoke. If these sort of, I mean, surprisingly actually a decent bit of util missed this series from Arcred. It feels like if they can just get that smoke to land, there's a good chance Kakanito can get found. And even if they're still disadvantaged, they will have the bomb site, be able to get a bomb plant and maybe get set up, retrieve some weapons to give themselves a good chance on a retake, or on a post plant, I should say. You can see Simple's certainly feeling confident now. Wants to take every fight. Raijin will shut him down and no instant trade. Kakanito takes a couple before going down and leaves this round on Andu and PrimeTimes. Raijin does have an AWP. 3 kills already. It's brought down to just sort of 1 bullet from death. Does have time to work with. If Raijin just stays glued towards short, which he will, he had a chance, but PrimeTimes just slightly too to the round. On buys like that, it's always going to have so much impact as you can start winning some full buys yourself, because it just instantly weakens the economy of your opponent, gives you a chance to bounce back. All square now, the 3-0 start from Arcred has disappeared. Simple watching the edge of the smoke, we'll watch 2 players push through, takes down the player with util in hand, and sadly not the one with a gun out, but it is still the man advantage for Arcred. PrimeTimes here in apartments. Goes down for nothing again. And a 3v3 retake. It's a diffuse kit on Andu. Plenty of utility for BC Game to work with. have so much of it at their disposal. Priority on to Nexa, but he's not able to use any of it as DSSJ just rips his head off. The remaining CETs looking at their economy. They just want to save, make sure they can get a buyout on the next. I haven't sort of highlighted prime taps all too much in this game particularly. Haven't really sort of said too many Still, we have the investment out for the CTs. Not going to be financially broken yet. Info from Simple spotting out the SSJ. Needs to be careful not to go for that peak again as he is being held. And who flashed in, but Red Z playing anti. Gives the T's the early kill. We haven't seen Arcred head all too many times over towards B. You wonder if that's due to Nexa shutting down this aggression on what essentially was just an eco with some saved weapons. But Prime Taps and Simple do combine on A. A killer piece from them, so although Andu will get taken down early, it is still an advantage for the CT side. And this time we are going to see that B defense tested. Contact play from Arcred. The setup that the CTs are playing now is affording a lot of room up. Arcred here as they look to take space, but Simple rotating in. Simple's doing it all. He's on an absolute tear. We have had 8 rounds of play. Simple's on 15 kills. And just a save call has to be made. The SSJ to keep this weapon in play. And no chance of the round. Another huge hold. Another huge rotation from Simple. As Inferno Sunny might have a few really poor. They do just have a 20% win rate on the map. You're not exactly expecting unbelievable things. And obviously haven't got to see this BC game lineup play this map at all with this new 5. So even then, it's always interesting to know how much work have they done on their T side, for example. It is the full investment from Arcred. It's not a perfect buy, but you still do have a couple of rifles in play. You've still, of course, got DSSJ on the AWP. It's not an easy side of the map to AWP on. I think when he is the heaviest hitting weapon here, on this offensive round, I think we're going to need to see him try to actively search for some opening kills. But, I mean, it is a scary question when you've got some more 15 kills on the other side of things. The SSJ will find the first. Nex is able to drop this smoke, and the T's don't push through it. Nex himself, I think for a second there, questioned whether he goes through it himself. Kakanito has been able to rotate in, does have a flashbang. The T's are just waiting this out. Yeah, Jekka is just faking presence towards A. Will be found by Prime Taps, but the actual B hit comes through now. Nexa under pressure. Flashbang comes over. Nexa gets a freebie. And just looks to delay, but the swarm starts to crunch in on him. Kakanito just going to look to deny the bomb, and he's done it. The round has been won. Kakanito. It's a bit of an awkward buy here, as we obviously had the saved weapons from the end of the last round, but you also have Arcred wanting to go for an eco at the same time. So even in the next round, you're going to have DSSJ on, I mean, God knows what weapon, as well as Raijin. So it could be an awkward spot where we've got 2 weapons in this round, and then in the next, we might only have 3 weapons for Arcred, or 3 proper weapons. And do plenty of utility drop for him towards CT. Just to hold off any aggression, and that is where the majority of the T's do reside. The SSJ is going to look for something here in middle. He is being held. I like that they have the boiler player peek first, just forcing Simple off the angle, but DSSJ is found by Kakanito instead. A shot from Simple, not something we see too much this game. Should just be a bit of an easy cleanup. There the two weapons falling. GS-3 has retrieved the AK. Now Raijin on the AWP. Arcred fully turn the tables and now make their way towards A. But we can see the defense from the CTs has become a bit more traditional. Playing a bit more passive. So it is going to have to be the T's fully making their way up into this bomb site to actually find anything. And it should be an easy cleanup. It's all on Raijin. Simple will connect the shot. Just a single casualty on Kakanito. Important for Arcred to show us something in these final 2 rounds. As this was a 3-0 start from them. I think if they end up losing this half, even 7-5, a 3-0 start that they had, it feels like it hasn't been fully optimized. A shot from Simple cost him his life as GS-3 from underpass connects. Flashbang sent Anduin finds the first. And Arcred not going to even question going through this smoke, but Andu finds a second as Raijin is caught exposed behind the smoke. And a quick 2-man advantage after GS-3 finds the opening kill for Arcred. And despite that, Bc.Games still always have a response. Andu hasn't really been called upon all too much this game. Nor has Nexa, both players been on the other side of the map where most of the action's been. Big round there from Andu just to show that he's still here. We'll finally get taken down, in fact. That does offer up the B bomb site to the T's. How quickly will they get this bomb down before these rotations come through? And seemingly not quick enough. Already Nexa deep in banana and naded the CT smoke. We'll go 1 for 1, but the CT surely won't mind that as the bomb starts to get planted now. Nexa has made his way from banana. DSSJ not spotted, and Nexa will find. That's 7 on the board for Bc.Games. We've only seen 1 full buy victory, 1 record match. The winner of this will advance the playoffs. The loser goes to 2-2, the last chance matchup there. Andu will get found early. Still, the T's are going. Nexa does get a trade. Can't back away in time, though. The util gets thrown out as Kakanito's nades won't quite connect onto the low HP Red Z. Another nade thrown. Another nade down. Could have just been thrown towards default and Red Z maybe could have been found. Simple getting boosted up here. Spots out 2. Will find the first. Info of where Red Z is now. And 3 vs 3 and the bomb's still yet to be planted. Obviously Bc.Games have used quite a vast amount of their utility. Simple caught out on the smoke fade. And Prime Taps takes a ton of damage as well. Let's end up getting a dink on to GS-3. But Kakanito, who is just waiting out this smoke in ruins, finally getting sent through. They're aware that Red Z was towards the new box area, but it's DSSJ defined, and Arcred have done enough to... I kind of want to see a bit more out from their AWP though. DSSJ did find a couple of kills in that final round there. Util thrown over, and the flashbangs are excellent. Raijin completely blinded here in CT. And with the smoke down, the bomb site's being taken. Quite a passive hold from Arcred. But look how quick the rotations are. 3 players in banana. Prime Taps is going to spot a lot more as this smoke fades in banana. Smoke thrown by Simple is going to make his life a little bit more awkward. As these bullets just aren't connecting, the CT's overwhelmed, and it's all on Kakanito. 1 vs 4, he finds the first, using this smoke perfectly. will eventually get taken down, and there's no chance Kakanito can pull off a miracle clutch there. What it did to Arcred and how much it helped them out in the first half. I might just be thinking if I'm Bc.Games, let's get on the weapons. A lot of fighting from Raijin and Banon. Again, the flashbangs are unbelievable from Nexa. I don't think they were able to be fully utilized on the pistol. In this round, they certainly are. As Andu gets an easy double kill. Raijin finds Nexa. Andu completes the triple, and Arcred have to save. The SSJ's purchased this AWP, wants to make sure he can get the impact that Simple had. The only way to do so is making sure you keep it alive. But I question the force bite. Never that I didn't believe they couldn't win it. I think some of the utils thrown from Nexa this game has just been some of the most disgusting flashes I've seen in a while. And I like the play like that. On a map like Inferno, you know how valuable this utility is. You have to really make the most of it when you do have it. I think for the limited amount Bc.Games had, they... Yes, it's Jay making his way towards B. So far with Bc.Games looking towards this portion of the map. Certainly feels like the AWP is going to be in the action. And I don't believe this AWP's even been known. So I think that's going to be a bit of a surprise for Andu. The flashbang sent in is good here as Nex is isolated and found. Instant impact here from Arcred. Look at the rotations from the CTs as well. A 3-man B hold to now a 4-man A1. Jekka has been spotted out in middle. Kakanito would hear the steps of Red Z, but DSSJ rotates in and finds this impact. And it's just been a setup now, as I think Arcred realised they have gambled wrong. They're able to make their way towards this bomb site in time. As the push does start to come through, the SSJ finds the first. It's easy pickings. As Andu does get taken down. Kakanito on the Tech 9, only able to find one fight. Back to back. And I'm a bit annoyed that we didn't see Nexa or Kakanito keep their money higher. So Simple can be dropped over an AWP. But probably, I've seen some strange decisions from Bc.Games since this roster's formed. In terms of, they'll like to go for a couple of force buys every now and again, where I think maybe they shouldn't. But I don't mind it. In general, I don't mind if a team with a ton of really good individuals want to go for a force buy, sure. But I think this has been the strangest and probably worst financial decision I have seen. We do have Nexus still with armor and this Deagle. You know, a Simple with an MP9. Smoke drop towards CT is going to allow the bomb to cross and get planted. Simple wanted Nexus to do that. Is eventually going to punch in the digits now. Bomb does go down. Next on this Deagle has to find something. We'll get the first, able to back away. Knows there's a second here. Great fight from Nexa. Can't complete the triple. But he's given Simple a chance. Swap it over to the Deagle himself. The bullets don't connect, but eventually a headshot comes through. And look, throw my talking point out the window, I guess. It is one of the worst decisions I think I've seen Bc.Games make. But this is what I was saying. Individuals sometimes can just dig you out of trouble. And on this one, they certainly see. Top banana taken. T's have all of this control. Flashbangs thrown out. DSSJ blinded off the angle. There's still 2 players here. DSSJ is going to re-peek into it. Another flash bow blown. And another upshot fired from DSSJ. Just constant back and forth util fights here between both sides. But eventually the T's will opt to retreat and look for a safe haven on A. Get Jekker and Ryujin defending this bomb site. Ryujin making his way further into the site just so he can be involved in the action. Both players will find 1 kill apiece. The trading's not here for the CTs, and you're allowing people like DSSJ to rotate in. Agnito finds the first. Symbol has to get this trade and will eventually do so, but Andu has been battered and bruised as he's been given the AWP on 17 points of health. The smoke towards Moto is about to fade, and Symbol's in danger of getting out here. Let's bait out the AWP shot. Still here towards default, but will be taken down. Andu on the AWP's rotated in. Just waiting in the apartments. He needs to find his first. He will be able to swap it over to the AK now. Backs away before DSSJ can find the kill. And it is the full stick of the bomb. It is so well played from DSSJ. And we'll win the round. And do the round that we have on our hands here. Again, BC game fast up banana. Taking all this initial space. And Arcred haven't looked to fight this too heavily. They've had DSSJ just being posted up now. These games don't have any control towards A. They have forced utility out of Arcred, but it does look like we are just going to be lining up into a B hit. Ryujin's rotated across. There hasn't been enough contact made. And the T's just waiting to explode out onto this bomb site. Util range down now. Ryujin has been able to rotate in. Throwing flashbangs just to support, just to delay. Red Zed, first point of contact goes down to the Tech 9 of Prime Taps. Prime Taps finds a second with the Tech. Finally will be shut down, and he just sends himself in to be traded out. Brilliant entries from Prime Taps. Taking full use of the Mac with the Tech 9's sort of ability to run and gun. And I said this round should be worth 2. We are going to be seeing a save from Arcred. I don't know if that's going to allow them to go for any sort of full investment here, anything of the sorts. Do have a little bit of extra cash on Ryujin, but no one else. Maybe just a half buy around these weapons might be the better play. The BC game are the first to hit double digits. I believe he has. I don't think there is any loss bonus, which makes me question, are Arcred now pulling a BC game and just kind of gonna have to go for 2 weak buys? Unless I've completely misjudged the money. Yes, it's Jay. Going for a couple of shots with the Deagle in middle. Still looking for something, in fact. Still hasn't been shut down after going for about 4 repeats into 5 of them. That's just going to push this smoke by the looks of things. There's a flashbang to boot. Simple fully blinded. 2 for 2. But Andu gets a couple onto the bomb site, and that kills any chance of this one. Ryujin will feel like we've got to give yourself as good a buy, so you go for the eco. It wasn't even full eco. Why is DSSJ bought a Deagle? I don't know. Look, these teams are doing some strange financial decisions. They're the professionals, not me. Maybe they know something I don't. Maybe 2 MP9s, no defuse kit, and a FAMAS is actually a much better buy than a full buy nowadays. But BC.Game have found themselves just 2 rounds away from closing out this series and advancing themselves into the playoffs bracket. They can overcome this by... They've probably overcome Arcred. Nothing fancy, just a hit through B. Through the smoke they go, Raijin in CT, desperately spamming away, but is fully blinded as Andu pushes through. Nexa takes down RedZ, and the final 3 Arcred players, as hard as it might be to call, you just need to keep these weapons alive. You've got to save. Give up map point to BC.Game to give yourselves a chance to fight in the next round. I'm curious if we're going to see the T's hunt at all. Financially, they're in a solid position. They should be aware that Arcred, same can't be said for them. But so far, it feels like BC.Game are more focused on just ensuring they win the round rather than anything else. And this will be map point to BC.Game. Look, they had a chance to make it to playoffs against Partizan. And I think it goes without saying, they did not show us nearly enough. I could have sort of been conditioned these last couple of rounds, just have an extra man towards B. Due to BC.Game putting so much stock into this. DSSJ has to turn from the flash. He's able to, quick enough to flick back to Andu. And Nexus just feels like he has to drop the smoke. He has the bomb towards B. Raijin peeking out through library, gets an easy double. And this round certainly has not gone to plan for BC.Game. Simple creeps his way up onto the bomb site, does get found by GetJekka, and Nexa in a 1 versus 4. Hasn't actually been spotted out by the library player just yet. We'll find the first, not able to turn in time to give up control of Banana. Didn't want to drop the bomb in a sort of unwinnable position. And then the rest of the team is just trying to sort of make a Hail Mary play up long. Hopefully see if they can find something. Surprised BC.Game haven't clocked that they might be able to abuse towards A early, but Kakanito knows that DSSJ's here and instead gonna abuse him early. Fast peek thrown, still 2 defenders here, RedZ and Raijin. They have to be the difference makers, and both of them find 1 kill apiece. Raijin, if you can at least get 1 more. She won't be able to, so it is going to be a disadvantage retake attempt as the bomb starts to get planted, but will be delayed out thanks to the Molotov. Both CTs retaking from the same position. Simple will find the first and GetJekka in a 1 versus 3 to give his team any chance here. He does find the first. Missed shot from Simple. Simple dinked down now by Kakanito, just a